Oh, you doctors, you don't like too much children, maybe you just want to give birth to only one. Oh, your husband needs more children. Oh, don't say because you're a doctor you want to give birth to only one. Hello everybody, welcome once again to my channel. Come in. As you're coming in, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscription button if you have not subscribed, hit the share button. Please share this my story. Today I am going to be telling you story. This is story time. Hi angels, thank you so much for stopping by. I love you as always. Mwah. It is my fertility journey. I know it is a very sensitive topic and it's a very sensitive story that I don't think I've really told people about it, except maybe few friends that are really close to me. When you are going through your fertility journey or you're trying to conceive time, it is a different thing if you're going through it just as an individual, unlike when you are a medical practitioner. In my own case, I think this journey started even before I got married or before I graduated from med school. Actually, when I was in my 5th year in the med school, I had some issues with my menstrual cycle, with my periods. So I had this prolonged periods, and also it was very scanty, and I was wondering what could give me such. And sometimes it may not even come, maybe in a month or in 2 months, and I'll be wondering what is really happening to me. So at that time guys, I went to see a gynecologist who happens to be my lecturer as well. I went and met him. I started asking him several questions about what could be happening to me and all that. Of course, I know what it means to have a scanty period. That means oligomenorrhea, or to have amenorrhea. That is when you don't have your periods at all. And when the duration, the timing of your period is very prolonged. Your cycle is very prolonged, because usually my cycle as at that time was about between 28 and 30 days. Initially, my cycle was very regular before, but all of a sudden I started noticing it has gone to 35 days. From 35 days it went to 40 days. It even got up to 45 days. That's when I got so worried about the whole thing, because having a 45-day cycle is like having your period once in 2 months. That's exactly what it means, having your period once in 2 months, or even twice in 3 months. Having your periods twice in 3 months. So I got bothered. I was bothered. I was not comfortable with such a cycle. So I decided to see a gynecologist who happened to be my lecturer as at that time. So when I met him, I told him that look at what is happening to me. He said yes. He started asking the usual questions, as in, do you have hairs in abnormal places, maybe beard or your chest? I said I don't have such. Yes, I've always been on the big size. I've always been plus size. So he was saying, okay, that at least there's one thing that is significant, your size, your weight. And then he said, okay, we'll go through the hormonal assay and then do some ultrasound scan and know exactly what is causing this for you. So I agreed to everything, and then I paid for the whole investigation and went for the investigation, and it came out. I wasn't able to see the consultant gynecologist. I actually saw a senior resident who was working under him. So when I met him, I showed him the results and everything. Of course, my hormonal assay was not so okay, but the ultrasound scan saw so many cysts on the ovaries. So definitely, of course, if you have been on this journey of fertility or infertility or subfertility, you will know what I meant when I said the ovaries has several cysts at the same time. that are not normal, abnormal cysts. So the diagnosis as at that time was polycystic ovarian syndrome. Yeah, so he advised, he asked if I have if I'm married. I said no, I am not fully married. As at this time, my husband has done introduction, as in a kind of engagement. Yes, but we were not, I mean, we were not practically married because he was not in the country as at that time. So my lecturer advised me that I should tell him to come back and marry me so that we could start trying to conceive. Because you know what happens in polycystic ovarian syndrome, a lot of people that have polycystic ovarian syndrome have difficulties conceiving. Yes, so he advised I should do that. Actually, I thought about it, but telling my my fiance to come back as at that time was a very difficult thing to do, and I just said, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So he placed me on some hormonal, I mean, drugs I was taking, and things, I mean, improved a lot. So coming back to when I got married, I mean, everything was fine before I got married. My periods were back to normal, and I wasn't experiencing the irregularities with my menstrual cycle. So by the time I got married, it wasn't difficult. I mean, it wasn't difficult for me to conceive, because I actually conceived almost immediately. I got married, almost immediately I conceived. I had my first baby, and things were fine. I was actually planning to space my kids. I was saying, okay, I will try and give it maybe every 2 years or every 3 years if possible, so that it will allow me to do other stuff as regards my career and everything. So as at the time, I was busy planning my family in my head. I didn't know, I mean, it was going to take such a step towards a very prolonged, unplanned fertility journey, fertility journey. So as at the time, I said, okay, I think it's now time for us to start trying again. I mean, nothing was happening. The first year, nothing happened. The second year of trying, nothing happened. It was actually the third year. But before the third year, I will tell you, we actually tried to do some investigations to know if everything is right and all that. Within me, I felt everything was right. My cycle was very okay, and I was just wondering why, I mean, we were not able to conceive. So what I did was I said, okay, I'm going to repeat the hormonal assay again and see if maybe the hormones are, I mean, in disarray, or they're not, I mean, accommodating each other or something. So I decided to do another hormonal assay, which I did, and it came out, I mean, very okay. So I did a scan. The scan was very okay as well. And I was not asking myself, what is happening? I mean, what is happening? Sometimes my periods will come maybe like 5 days later. I will be feeling, oh my gosh, it's in, it has happened. I'll be praying, I'll be hoping, I'll be very happy that before you know it, the periods will just come. And sometimes I wouldn't even want to check anything. I mean, I wouldn't want to use the pregnancy test strip, because each time I used it, I got disappointed because it will turn out to be negative. And then I was asking myself, why hurt yourself when you know it's going to be negative? So there was a particular time I decided to go to, okay, I was supposed to do a free medical outreach, because I have an NGO, Husband Health International Foundation, and I've been using this NGO to do free medical outreach, especially when I save up some money and I feel like, I mean, helping people or bringing health to their doorsteps. So I just do this free medical outreach. So that time, I mean, it was time for me to plan my free medical outreach. So I decided to go to Aba. Yes, I decided to go to Aba in Abia State. Those of us from Nigeria, we know where Aba is, in Abia State. I decided to go to Aba to buy some equipment that I needed for the free medical outreach. And these equipment were the BP apparatus, and then I mean the blood pressure apparatus, and the blood sugar machine, the glucometer. I wanted to buy them so that we'll be able to use them for the free medical outreach. And I heard it is cheaper in Aba than in Owerri, because we stay in Owerri. So when I traveled to Aba to buy this, I actually got 2 of each. I got 2 blood pressure apparatus, and then I got 2 glucometers. So I saw this ovulation test kit that, I mean, it was very cheap, so I decided to buy it and maybe use it to monitor my ovulation and my cycle as well. So I decided to buy it. I think I got about 3 packs of it. It had 5 strips of ovulation test strip and 1 pregnancy test strip. It had 5 ovulation test strips and 1 pregnancy test strip. So I bought 3. So I decided to use it. Let me just give it a try. It was very cheap. I think I can't remember exactly how much I got it, but it was very, very cheap. Please, if you're still listening to this time, I know you like gist. You like Aproko gist so much. So just hit the like button, share, and comment. Let me hear what you've got to say. So I got this strip. I bought 3 packs of it. So I decided, okay, now I'm going to monitor my ovulation. Let me even know if I mean doing the right thing and all that by planning whatever that is going to happen. So when I got home, I told my husband about the ovulation test strip that I got. I mean, he was very okay with it. So I started using it. I started using it. So I counted from the I counted few days off after my period, my menstrual cycle started, and then I started testing. This ovulation test strip is just like the pregnancy test strip. I mean, it has 2 lines also that needs to be checked. So by the time I saw the 2 lines, I said, wow, it means I'm ovulating now. So that was it. And then I told my husband that, look at what the test strip is saying and all that. He said, okay, that is fine. So after that, then I waited for about 10 days. I mean, I was so anxious that I couldn't even give myself time, at least wait maybe till 2 weeks to check with the pregnancy test strip. So I waited only for about 10 days, and then I checked with the pregnancy test strip, and whoop, it was positive. I was doubting myself. I said, no, this cannot be possible. I was doubting it. I said, okay, let me check again. I used another strip from the second ovulation test strip. You know, it comes with 5 ovulation test strips and 1 pregnancy test strip. So I checked another one. It was positive. Meanwhile, on this ovulation test strip, what is written on it is that 99% accuracy. I doubted it because it was very cheap. I mean, quite cheap. I think I got it for either 200 naira or 150 or 180 naira. It wasn't more than 200 naira per pack. So I was really doubting it. I said, this thing is quite cheap. Is it going to really be I mean I'm sure it's not fake or something. I don't know. So I checked another one with the second pregnancy test strip. It was positive. I checked again with the 3rd pregnancy test strip. It was positive. So I decided that no, I don't think this is just for my ears alone or for my eyes alone. I decided to buy from outside. At least let me be sure that it is an accurate result. I decided to buy from outside. So I bought about 10 pregnancy test strips from outside, and then I was checking one after the other. In fact, the very first time I bought those 10 test strips, I checked the first 5. They were all positive. I said, it means that I am pregnant. So I decided to go to the hospital to use blood to check, because I wasn't trusting the urine. I decided to use blood to check, and it was positive. So that was when I now told my husband, and he was so happy. And this happened after 4 years. I had my first baby. I had my first baby, and I got pregnant after 4 years of having my first baby. Yes, after 4 years of having my first baby, that was when I got pregnant again. So within this period of 4 years, remember, I wanted to plan my family, so we waited for like a year before we started trying to conceive again after I had my first baby. So as at that time, oh my god, people were just all over me. Oh doc, you don't want to get pregnant again, you don't want to give us a baby girl. Oh, you doctors, you don't like too much children, maybe you just want to give birth to only one. Oh, your husband needs more children. Oh, don't say because you're a doctor you want to give birth to only one. As in, people were just saying all manner of things, and I would just swallow it and smile, but they didn't know what actually was going through me. I mean, it was not easy. That's why when I see any woman or couples that are trying to conceive, I mean, I feel them. I try to encourage them, because you don't really know what people who are trying to conceive, I mean, what they are actually going through. I mean, you can't really say what they are going through. So when you see people like this, don't just open your mouth to say just anything that comes to your mind, because you don't know what they are passing through. And after I had my second baby, it was 9 months after I had my first baby, I conceived for I took in for my third baby. Yes, after 9 months I had my second. After 9 months I had my second baby. I took in for my third baby, and that was it. So I'm really happy with the way things turned out. But during this journey, I mean, it was not easy. I mean, people were saying, oh my god, you're so big, are you sure you can get pregnant? Oh my god, you're a doctor, you should know what to do and even give birth to 20 if you want at a time. Oh, you're a doctor, there are IVFs you can do and just give birth without minding the cost. Oh, you're a doctor. You know, people just, I mean, try to associate your profession with your predicament, and that is one thing that really pained me within this period. Not necessarily because I was trying to conceive and all that, but because people were trying to link my profession to my predicament. As at that time, they were trying to link my profession to my challenge. I mean, that I am a doctor does not mean I won't have health challenges or something. That I'm a doctor does not mean I will not go through some life challenges that every other person goes through. That I am a doctor does not mean I can easily afford IVF. I mean, you understand? I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying, but that is it. So guys, this lady here is a proud mom of 3 adorable guys. I mean, very adorable. So I really thank God how things turned out, and I pray, I mean, it helps somebody out there who is trying to conceive. Just put your hope on God, keep trusting God, because within this period I was praying, I was hoping on God. Yes, things people were, I mean, a lot of things people were saying really got me. I mean, it got to me, but I tried to develop thick skin against these things, so that, I mean, it doesn't discourage me. And that was part of my coping mechanism, that was part of my defense mechanism. So try as much as possible to put all your trust in God, and do the much you can. If it means to go for investigations, go for investigations. Go and see your gynecologist and do your whatever your gynecologist has asked you to do. Yes, it's not easy, because sometimes the money involved in these gynecological investigations and all the procedures are so huge that you begin to wonder where you will get such money from. But believe God, I mean, there is nothing impossible with him. And while you're going through your journey, just be positive. Try to make yourself happy. Do not allow what people will say around to, I mean, determine how you live your life. In fact, somebody even suggested to my husband that we should start taking the traditional herbs, the herbal medicine. I mean, I don't even know how to say it. Somebody suggested that to my husband, that we should start taking herbs, that I should not trust orthodox medicine because I'm a doctor. It should not make me not to take herbs. That in fact, the person was actually saying that the sister took the herbs and she got pregnant for the first time, and she got pregnant the second time, that I should try it. It's very effective. It's very potent. In fact, now I'm laughing. Then it wasn't easy. I said, me, herbs, I have not tried it before. Even when I gave birth to my first baby, all the herbs that they usually prepare for newly delivered moms, I didn't take those things because I don't like them. I mean, I don't really like them, you understand? Not that I have anything against it. Anybody that wants to take it can go ahead and take. I don't have anything against it, but I don't like them. Meanwhile, as a disclaimer, this is my personal experience. I am not saying you should go out there and neglect what your doctor is telling you and start trying all the test kits in the world. I'm just sharing this with you so that you know that, I mean, anybody can go through that journey, irrespective of your profession, irrespective of your status, irrespective of whom you are. I mean, anybody can go through that. Yes, there are female factors, there are male factors, and there are also unknown factors. I mean, you don't know what is causing it. So where do you classify yourself? So that is the reason why, I mean, you cannot say all about a fertility journey, but this is my story. This is my own story, and I thank God it turned out well. I mean, it ended in praise. If you have not shared before, start with this one. I thank you so much, angels. I thank you, lovelies. I have been a little not very regular, but I promise you I'm going to be bringing more juicy content towards your way. Thank you so much for allowing me be on your screens. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Bye.